when I was in high school, temporarily, I never graduated. There was a time when I was smoking like a lot of weed, ignoring my parents because they didn't want me smoking weed and they were trying to make me stop. I was basically an asshole. Um, just running around smoking weed all the time, not doing shit with my life. So my parents decided to send me to one of those places, that kids get sent to. Where I've heard stories from other kids around here. They got sent to, I guess worse places, and they did the whole time there. Places where they make you eat rats. They teach you how to catch rats to eat. Um, those tough love places. They sent me to one um, called Monarch in Colorado. Straight up, I'll post a link, and it sounds crazy. I was literally called that, and um, anyways, so when I found out I was in Colorado, I was like, oh shit, you guys got to let me bring my David Icke book, The Biggest Secret, because they talked about DIA, and I told the people in the car ride to the airport, like, you guys know about DIA? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? And then we got there and I showed them the murals and the gargoyles on the walls and everything. Um, and they're like, oh wow, that's interesting. And anyways, got there. Well, it was too late to go up to the camp the first night when I got there. So we went to. So they had me stay at the guest house the first night, and I waited till the woman slept over there with me in the next room over, and the guy left. When the woman went down to talk to the guy about plans for the next day, I snuck into her room, grabbed my boots out of my bag, hid them under my bed, um, put my regular shoes, back on top of the bag after zipping it shut to make it look like nothing had happened, um, and went to lay in bed. I waited till she turned the lights out, stared at the clock for 45 minutes exactly, figuring she'd be asleep within 45 minutes. I think it takes an average of 7 minutes for the average person to get to sleep. And exactly 45 minutes, I crept out of bed, snuck down the stairs, carrying my shoes, grabbed a knife out of the kitchen, stuck in my David Icke book, crept out of the house. I called my parents, said, what's up now? From the first payphone I found, started hitchhiking, trying to get back towards DIA. I found out later I was going the wrong way down the highway, so I'm hitchhiking down the Colorado highway at 2 in the morning. After about 45 minutes, somewhere within 45 minutes, the other 45 minutes, a half hour, some kids picked me up. They gave me a jacket and some gushers and dropped me off at a hotel. Um, Called my parents. And there's some other. And my parents said, "Well, all right, we'll come get you, but would you at least go back there? Like, could we have them come pick you up, and tell us where you are, so that they could, so you can have a nice place to stay, till we come pick you up?" And I stupidly said yes. Um, so I get a ride back. They come pick me up. Um, and the next day, the guy who runs the thing, real asshole, was like, "Oh yeah, your parents called and they said they changed their mind. They lied to you. That you're gonna stay now." So I'm like freaking out, trying to find a way to use the phone. I found a way to use the phone. What's up, Rosie? Dog came in the room. And so some of the things that they made you do. Well, I mean, you're drinking water out of the creek, so they make you add bleach to the water. I guess that's common practice in when you're living in the wilderness. But I didn't like it. I'm trying to think of ways to get my parents to make me like help. They're making me drink bleach. Um, uh, Another weird thing they'd have you do is when the asshole guy who's like, yeah, your parents lied to you. Um, he's like, whenever I talk to him, he's like, you have to look me straight in the eyes when you talk to me, which is really annoying. Like I didn't want to look at it like it, you know, anything they wanted me to do, I wanted to do the exact opposite. But so Monarch, Colorado, and so I have to wonder, it being called Monarch, was it like Monarch Light or was it coincidence? My parents came to visit me on the fifth day, and my dad, after like they were basically saying you're gonna stay here, but my dad got into a conversation with the asshole guy, and the asshole guy was like saying it was their fault or something, but I escaped, and he's like, no, 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 it's your fault. You let him escape. You guys aren't running this operation very well. And so my dad decided that I could come home, and we drove back from Colorado because when we stayed at a hotel, I took it as some sort of bad sign that the movie Final Destination was on. There's a plane crash. You've seen Final Destination. It's one of my favorite horror movies. Um, so we drove back from Colorado. It was nice, sort of. They kept my David Icke book. I forgot it there, and I told my parents like, "You think I should get it back?" And they're like, "I don't think they're gonna give it back because we didn't pay them because yada yada." And oh, but there was these weird environmentalists working there, and when I was telling them about my big topic of interest at the time, Illuminati New World Order stuff, 9/11 inside job, da 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 da. I was talking to one of the environmentalists, and he's like, "Oh, let me show you something," and he showed me these official documents from some other crazy environmentalist about putting humans in tanks. I think Alex Jones has referenced these documents. I think he said that they were made by the Army War College or the Navy War College. The official plan is basically straight out of the Matrix is a complete, just copy, showing, revelation of the method. That they want to put you into tanks and have you running off, for the environment. It's hard to do quotes when you're holding a cigarette like that. But so yeah, that's who's running this program. People who want to put you in tanks, and I'll try and find a link to the Monarch Tough Love or whatever. It got recommended to my mom by some kid at my school had gone through the program. I remember the kid. I wasn't really friends with him, but I knew him. Apparently, my mom knew his mom, and she's like, "Oh yeah, send him here. This is the best one." Um, so yeah, I gotta find a link for that and post it in the thing below.